What you're listening to is the instrumental version of the song called Money by my man Jimmy Spicer, the late great Jimmy Spicer. This is probably one of my favorites from growing up back in the day, because this one basically hit hard and it basically told you everything about what money is and how money is. I like it because one of the things about it is that it just basically tells you the truth. Because money is the root of all evil. Money makes you do things that you don't want to do. Sometimes it makes you do things that you want to do, or so. One of my favorite lines in it is, when you got ones, fives, and tens, then sometimes you got friends. But if you only got pennies, nickels, and dimes, then you only got friends some of the time. So you make $1 million to pay your tax, to keep the IRS off your back. Uncle Sam got his, I got mine, now I got friends all the times. Basically, true. It's true. If you don't have any money, then you basically SOL, you know. Alright, well, I'm sorry that it just cut off in the middle of me trying to rap a little bit, but hey, welcome everybody. This is the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast, episode 191. And it is very, very early Sunday morning. The Saturday night affair, Sunday morning affair, you know what it is, what it basically is. Alright, now last week, I didn't do sports last week. Because let me tell you something. Let's talk about what, went through last week. Every year, on October the 23rd, I have to do a special show. The show is basically for me and my cousin and, my family members, as we pay tribute to our late cousin, my cousin Damien's brother, Davin Green. Davin was killed in Beirut back in 1983, and this was the 40th year that we had to remember his passing. And I lost 2 people to this bombing. America lost 241 people to this bombing. And what I always want to do is pay tribute, because as being for my service, what I did, I basically saw the whole thing, and it's something that I won't ever get over. And I just want you guys to know that, I appreciate all the, shouts and, remembrances on last Monday, when it actually was the day. But I tell you, when I got up that Sunday morning, I didn't expect to basically have an encounter or experience an encounter that I did. I'm just really glad and thankful that I'm still here to be able to, talk to you guys and be able to do some of the things that I have to do in my life. Be a father, be a husband, be a man, and try to do the right things that I'm supposed to do. In this world, I made a lot of mistakes, doing a lot of different things. But I've never been in trouble with the law, and my mistakes were basically just personal mistakes, with wives, girlfriends, all that type of things. Women that get you in trouble. I'm married right now, and I'm still in trouble. My wife don't trust me about anything. No, I'm just teasing, but she do. She just she just thinks that that I'm crazy, basically. So all right, so we'll get that out of the way. I'm very thankful for my friends. I'm meeting new friends, and all the things that I do, driving along the road, and just enjoying this time in my life. This is a great time in my life. Doing this podcast has been very, very rewarding for me, and I'm thankful for Spreaker to give me this time. And I just want to say, hey, 191 of these damn things I done. I'm very thankful. And hopefully I can do 600 or 700 more of them. I come to you every week around this time. It's right after all the college football games wraps up. And basically, the week, I talk about a little bit about the week in sports, and I talk about, stuff that's going on in sports. I talk about television, I talk about a lot of different things, and like I said, the most important thing that I talk about is basically what I had to go through in Beirut. And the thing about it is that I still, to this day, remember everything. I remember it just like it was just a day ago. But I want to say thank you for all the people that shouted me out and gave me some encouragement to keep on fighting and keep on moving forward. Especially my cousin Damien. My cousin Damien, I'm going to tell you something. He's a great guy, very spiritual, and that's where I get my my spiritual and my boost of what I'm trying to say, spirituality from. I know sometimes I mess up words and all like that, but you know what? Like I said, this is not a perfect podcast. I don't do anything perfect. So if I screw up or fuck up, that's me, But I want to tell you guys that I am thankful for being here, and I'm thankful for being back. One of the things I learned in this life is that, sometimes you can make mistakes. Some things are unplanned. And, if people can't understand your point of view or, where you're coming from, you just gotta, let them go, more or less. If you reached out to people and try to, explain something, and they don't want to, talk to you, or they don't want to give you any credit or give you any feedback or whatever, let it go. Let it go. I learned that, in this lifetime, I can't please everybody in this world. But, the thing is that hey, if I make a mistake, I'm man enough to own up to it. And, hey, if I did you wrong or if I hurt you in any kind of way, I want to apologize. Because I feel as though that, if I did something wrong, I have to be accountable for my actions. And that's one thing I tell both Caden and Dante. If you're wrong, admit you're wrong and try to move forward. And if people can't understand that, then screw them. Don't waste your time on people that don't want to be bothered with you. All right. Now, for that, I have to say that, and, just a little clearing of the air on my part. With that said, I just want to go into, what this podcast is going to, what I'm going to say on this podcast today. Well, the big story this week was Mad Dog Russo saying that he's going to retire, and he didn't retire. But the World Series started on Friday night, and it was two teams that you didn't expect to get there. But I got to give Dante some credit. He did tell me that Texas was going to be there, and he was right. I didn't think Texas was going to be there. I didn't think Arizona was going to be there, but they're both there. Texas had a good run, and basically, I'm not mad at them for beating my Orioles. I think it's going to go 7 games, and from what I seen, the highlights on Friday, because I was still on the road, and then watching the game on Saturday, they're two good teams. And 16 games behind the Dodgers for Arizona, and Texas losing out on the top spot in the West, in the AL West. Hey, they earned the right to be there. But I still say they need to tweak this this playoff format, because it does teams like Baltimore, Atlanta, and the Dodgers an injustice for being, off for that time. And, if they're off they're off, and the other teams are playing and they're still hot, what's going to happen? And basically, we seen what happened when these teams are sitting around for 5 days, a week or so, not playing, and then they jump back into it and they're not ready. I have a legitimate reason for Baltimore not being ready, because it was their first time there. And the Orioles had a great season, played well. The Dodgers have been there a couple times, and I hear that, they're saying that they're choke artists. No, they're not choke artists. Like I said, the format just basically didn't have them playing for a week, and then you jump back into it. What do you think is going to happen? Baseball season, basically, you only get like a couple days off. The most days off you get is like right after the All-Star break. You might have 3 or 4 days off or so. Some guys get away from the ballpark, they go on vacation, mini vacation or whatever. But still, there's no reason for, the Dodgers. The Dodgers been there. So, Atlanta's been there. But when they matched up against Philadelphia, they looked totally unprepared and totally nervous at the situation. Philly, I'm not going to forget about you, because, as usual, you always put the cart before the horse, and this is what happens. All right, I'm not going to dwell on you, Philly, but I do have to get on you and let you know that, what it is. Basketball started on Tuesday night, really. They started on Tuesday night. And, Lakers ended up losing the first game to the Nuggets. Nuggets are defending champions. They came back and they won. The Joker, triple-double in his first game. He looked good. Lakers did get a win later on in the week. Anthony Davis, street clothes, has been, look like he's playing pretty good. We'll see what happens with the Lakers. I still like the Lakers' chances of making the 8th spot or whatever. And, this year we have the new stupid, who cares, what the fuck, playing tournament this year, or, tournament or whatever. I don't care about this tournament. I mean, what happens if one of these major guys go out and get hurt? Then what are you going to do for the regular playoffs, the regular season playoffs or so? We'll see what happens. NHL is still in play. The Golden Knights are still the Golden Knights. They still the class of the NHL. They look pretty good. College football, we had a couple upsets yesterday. I'm definitely going to get to those. And I watched Ohio State yesterday. That's my team, Ohio State. If you don't know, I'm an Ohio State Buckeyes fan, and, I have some close ties to the program. So, Ohio State is my team. I love Ohio State. They didn't look 100% good. And like I said, I'm very critical of Ohio State. I am very, very critical. I am very critical because if Ryan Day doesn't beat Michigan this year, he might be looking for a new job. Oh, and Michigan, I will be talking about you a little bit later too. I got the college wrap coming up pretty soon. I'll talk about the college wrap. The top 5, college top 5, I'll have that. Fantasy, I'll talk about that in the second half. NFL picks of the week, the Guru's picks of the week. He's always right, so, we'll have that. I'll also have the top 5 for the NFL. I didn't do the top 5 the last time I was on when I was doing sports, but, I definitely want to get to that. We got some RIPs, and this one just came down a few minutes ago. Matthew Perry from Friends passed away, and it looked like he drowned, and my condolences go out to him and his family or so, and I'm very, very, saddened by that. Also, the 45 King, Richard Roundtree, Suzanne Summers. This is the last show of the month, so I'll be doing shouts, and I got a lot of new friends that I want to shout out, and I really appreciate the love and the people, people coming out and, thanking me and congratulating me and, welcoming me and everything. And I appreciate that. I definitely do. But what I like to do is I like to give back. And like I said, every end of the month, I like to give back by giving those people shouts and thanking them for, everything that they do. And, if you give me a shout and you appreciate me, I'll definitely give you a shout and appreciate you. It goes both ways. And like I said, if, friend, foul, I found a new word, and I found a new bunch of people that are fouls, friends and listeners, which is the term. And like I said, I gotta appreciate the new DA show with Mike Babchick. I love the guy. He is silly and sick, but he's a good silly and sick, and I say that respectfully. He's a great guy. I love him. I think he's funny as hell, and some of the things that he say, I always comment on and try to give him a shout. But he had a few choice words for Taylor Swift. Nothing bad. But, he was like, well, Taylor Swift, she looks like a diving board. And that cracked me up. So I know I don't really talk about people in a bad way, but you know, I found out that Mike Babchick is a comedian, and he's pretty good. I like him. I think he's funny, and like I said, I'm a give a little shout to some of the people that, you know, since I've been listening to this new show, they have earned my right to give them a shout and to thank them, and I appreciate them. All right, so we're about like 20 minutes in. I know I gotta try to get this thing done before, you know, before the morning time, and it's actually really, really early in the morning right now, and I definitely have to, you know, try to get a little bit of rest because, as I, you know, let you guys know, I have to hit the road, late Sunday night, early Monday morning. I have to hit the road, headed back to Boston, and like I said, I love my job. I love what I do, because it gives me freedom, it gives me a peace of mind, and, you know, like I said, that's just, you know, after everything, and like I said, at the end of, around the 19th through the 25th of October is really the dark period, and something I, you know, like I said, I have to get over. That dark period comes because of the passing of my great uncle years ago, the death of our little baby girl dog, and you know, like I said, Miss Guru is still shaking up over this, and then the bombing in Beirut that I had to go through. It's a lot. It's really tough. Around this time is like the dark period. But you know, the best thing about it is that when I come out of this dark period, like next week is my birthday. So, I mean, it's like, you know, hey, you know, good things do happen, you know. And God always said there's darkness on one side, and then, you know, after you come out of the darkness, there's light. All right. So, like I said, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Definitely, I got to mention Miss Mary Mack and her podcast and what she's doing. She's doing some tremendous work, and I want to definitely mention her. My man Danny Rivera, his special is coming up on the 7th, and I want to definitely mention him. And like I said, I got to shout my man Dave May Jr. He gave me some insights, great insights on the World Series. And, you know, like I said, I just really, I'm glad to be back here. Thank you guys for listening. And like I said, if you can, subscribe. You know, like I said, this is a minor league podcast, and I try to do this just to take my mind off of things and basically just, you know, just try to, you know, give some kind of comic relief, which I am trying to be funny. I know I'm funny a little bit, but like I said, the guru is always right, so you got to take that word for word and take that as I say it. So, you know, like I said, just hang around with me and let me entertain you for a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to get into what I'm supposed to get into, talking sports and everything, after the break. And like I said, also want to give a shout out and a happy birthday shout out to the voice actress lady. Her birthday was yesterday, the 28th, and I really appreciate her, and I thank her for everything. Thank her for her contribution to this, you know, minor league train wreck of a podcast. I know. All right, guys, we'll be right back right after this, and the next voice you'll hear will be the voice actress lady, and we want to say thank you and happy birthday to her. Please, y'all, stay with me, and we'll be right back right after this. And so we're going to talk some sports, too. You guys take care. Be right back. This is episode 191 of the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast. Now, here's the voice actress lady.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast. This is episode 191. And I had to go out and get some coffee and check on the fam, and they're okay. Actually, I was kind of waiting for this package to get here. I don't know. They said they were supposed to be here between 12 and 6. No, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I don't know where they at. Anyway, Saturday Night Live just went off, and I was just, kind of watching that. I love Saturday Night Live. I think it's still the funniest thing I watch. Despite all the political shit, I don't get into political shit. If you listen to this podcast, you know 2 things I don't get into: politics and religion. And believe me, I do know what's going on in the world, despite what Miss Guru thinks. But the thing about it is that, I got more things that I got to concentrate on. And politics and the bickering back and forth and, who's stupid and who's not stupid. And, I ain't got time for that shit. Sorry. I got time for sports. This is what I do. All right. So, Mad Dog said he was going to retire, and he didn't. After making the prediction of the Phillies winning. I'll get to y'all in a minute. I know y'all Philadelphia fans want to hear what I got to say. Arizona did win, and they, went into the World Series. And what really shocked me was that this was the first time the Phillies have ever been in a Game 7. And they're 0-1. So what, so what? Anyway, Arizona's good. Arizona's good. And like I said, before, earlier in the podcast, I told you guys that, they were 16 games back, but yet and still they got hot at the right time. Same with Texas. And, first game was really, good at the World Series. The 6-5 walk-off blast in the 11th by Garcia. I don't know his first name. I'll just call him Garcia. That's his last name, Garcia. He's a superstar. He's gonna be a household name. Like I said, I got to hear it a couple more times or so. But now Dave gave me some insight on him. The Cardinals had this guy, and they gave up on him. Texas had him for a while. They cut him during, they cut him, and the next thing you know, they brought him back. So, that was something else. This guy has been bounced around, and it just shows that, superstars can be built any kind of way. And like I said, I'm very happy for this kid. He's playing his butt off, and now he's if Texas can pull this off, he could probably be the World Series MVP. I'm not shocked by this. The thing about it is that I'm really, really happy for him, and I think that he's playing really well. And some of the, 20, 24, 25 RBIs or so, the most ever. He's still got 8 home runs, and he's still got a couple more games to play. So the kid is really good, and I'm happy for him. All right, now let's talk about Philadelphia. Well, we put the cart before the horse, and we always think that that's going to work. It's not going to work. Because after that 10-0 blasting of Arizona in Philadelphia, there was no way Arizona would win another game. But with them winning this game, the next couple games or so, and bringing it back to Philadelphia and beating the Phillies in their house, that loud place they called it. I've heard all kinds of nicknames for the bank: the insane asylum, the jungle. I've heard all kinds of stuff. The loony bin, and that ruckus crowd up there. They're that's what they do. That's Philadelphia for you. I have respect for them. I do. But the thing is that everybody thinks that I'm a hater of Philadelphia. I don't hate Philadelphia. I just tell it like it is. And see, some people just can't understand what the guru does. This is what the guru does. He talks about things, and sometimes people can't understand it, don't like it. So, I say what I say. Kind of accept the shit that I'm saying. I tell it like it is. I mean, hey, I didn't tell them to go out there and lose that game, did I? No. So don't blame me. I'm just telling it like it is. Philadelphia had that series. And like I said, after Nick's Castellanos, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Schwarber all went cold, what do you think was going to happen? They were going to lose. Castellanos was like really, really cold. Like a 0 for 19, somewhere around in there, not really, don't quote me on the actual numbers, but I know it's somewhere around in there. What do you expect? They're going to lose. But everybody in the city and everybody probably around the country had Philadelphia going to the World Series and winning it this year because they can beat Houston. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. And like I said, another reason why they put the cart before the horse. Because they thought they were going to be in the World Series to play. And that's the cart. The horse is actually what's going to happen. And we see what happened. And again, the cart before the horse scenario. Thank you. Guru's done it again. He's always right. So, like I said. So, Philadelphia, like I said, you guys put the cart before the horse. I wanted to see how this Arizona team reacted. And they basically reacted with a lot of poise. Torey Lovullo got these kids playing good. And they didn't get down. And they basically jumped on Philadelphia early in these last two games. Like Philadelphia jumped on them the last couple of games or so. And like I said, I refer back to that 10-0 beating. That 10-0 beating was a wake-up call for Arizona. And believe me, like I said, you gotta be fair. I'll be fair. Philadelphia. After that, Arizona, you woke those kids up. And guess what? That's why now they're playing in the World Series. And we're sitting at home right alongside my Orioles, right alongside my Blue Jays, right alongside my Dodgers, watching the World Series. All right, so that's World Series in a nutshell, basically. I still think the Rangers can win this thing in 7. But like I said, hey, I'm not going to make any predictions. I'm not going to say anything that's, if Arizona wins, I'm going to retire from podcasting. Nah, I'm not going to make that distinction. Mad Dog has already did that, and I thought it was a pretty good skit, or, whatever. But, Mad Dog is Mad Dog. He can do what he wants to do. And I can do what I want to do on this podcast because this is my podcast. Anyway, but like I said, I'm not going to make any bold predictions. I do like the Rangers in 7 only because I'm an American League guy. And like I told you before, couple weeks ago, I said, hey, whoever wins in the American League, I got to support the American League because, a couple of my teams are in the American League. And yes, I do like more than one team, only because, like I said, I love the game of baseball. I tried to play years ago, and it didn't work out, so, what the hell. All right. So that's it, basically, in a nutshell. All right, let's do the college wrap. College wrap is like this. I go through some of these games, and I basically, I go through the upsets and just basically what happened this week. And then I give you my top 5. And like I said, my top 5 is basically not really favoritism, but the thing about it is that from what I see. And argue with me if you may, but like I said, the guru's always right. And when I go through this top 5, don't get upset because, like I said, I'm going to tell you exactly how I look at it, how I look at this, and, my perspective. Like I said, my perspective counts on this podcast because this is my podcast. Okay, big shock. Kansas beat Oklahoma, 38-33. Now, landslide poll, I got to give a lot of credit to because this guy is a winner. And basically, he turned that Kansas program around. Something that Charlie Weiss couldn't do. Something that a couple of other coaches couldn't do. This guy should be the National Coach of the Year because, like I said, this is one of the big upsets that you see and you say, well, whatever. Kansas is going to be ranked come Monday. They're going to be ranked. Oklahoma drops down. They were number 6 in the country. But the thing about Oklahoma is that they made a lot of mistakes and then they got kind of like out of their rhythm. And Kansas basically put it to them. And I watched a little bit of that game, saw the highlights as well. And Kansas upset. I know, kind of slipped out. But anyway, upset Oklahoma 38-6 or 38-33. 38. Number 6 ranked Oklahoma. That's where I was getting at. All right, Tulane beat Rice 30-28. Number 1 Georgia beat Florida 43-20. Number 7 Texas beat up on BYU 35-6. Louisville beat Duke 23-0. No big deal. Oregon beat Utah, which is a shock because I thought Utah would win this game at home. But Oregon's pretty good, and they're starting now to make a little bit of noise. Oregon beat Utah 35-6. Notre Dame 58. Pitt 7, just jumped all over Pitt. Number 4 Florida State beat Wake Forest 41-16. Penn State, after that, thorough butt whooping by my Buckeyes yesterday or last week. They're number 10. They beat Indiana 33-24. Oregon State was upset. Oregon State got upset by Arizona. Arizona's pretty good. And, Arizona had a bad, they've had a bad couple of years or so. But Arizona's back. They upset number 11, Oregon State, 27-24. All right. Let's see. Where we got? James Madison, JMU is ranked number 25. They beat Old Dominion 30-27. Here's another upset. Georgia Tech, which was one of the worst teams in college football for a long time, for several years, they beat UNC. UNC was ranked pretty high, 46-42. Like I said, that's another upset, big upset. UCLA beat Colorado. UCLA is 23. They beat Colorado 28-16. Hopefully I'll get my Colorado hoodie this week. And I know I'm supposed to be getting my Maryland hoodie pretty soon. So hopefully they can get here. And like I said, I don't know. I thought this guy was supposed to be here between 12 and 6 or so. Anyway, USC. I want to say this before I get to the Ohio State game. USC, 2 losses. They bounced back. They beat. Listen to this. They had to struggle to beat Cal. 50-49. Yeah, I think it was in overtime or whatever. That's a very, very big lopsided score. 50-49. I mean, struggle. They struggle. Their defense is not that good. I'm telling you, folks. Their defense is crap. 50-49. Then Lincoln Riley has a nerve to say, well, we're not worried about winning national championships here. We're just ready to, bull crap. That's bull crap. You know that. Why lie to the people? Anyway. My boys, number 3, Ohio State beat Wisconsin 24-10. They looked like they were struggling a lot, but they ended up winning this game. And at one point, Ohio State was outgaining them like 240 to 31 total yards and something like that. Their defense has been improved. And, like I said, I'm still skeptical. Believe me, I am skeptical about Ohio State. I am not in the delusional fan base of basically thinking that this team can go all the way. They always have some kind of bump in the road. And believe me, after what I've seen with McCord throwing those interceptions, the fumbles, the sloppy play from this team yesterday, this team is not ready. I don't know. This team, there's something not right. And like I said, I am going to be very fair and objective. But like I said, Ohio State is not playing good. They're playing okay. Fair is fair. I'm not going to sit here and bash any other team without bashing my own. Now, I got to say fair, and like I said, I got to bash my own first. And like what I seen with Ohio State yesterday is just lackluster. And they got to clean up a lot of things. Which now leads me into the top 5. Now, I say this because here's my top 5. I got Michigan at 5. I'm going to talk about Michigan in a few minutes. Florida State at 4. Georgia at 3. Washington at 2. And Ohio State at 1. The only reason, and listen to this right quick, the only reason I put Ohio State number 1 is because they have 2 good, quality, solid, top 10 wins. I'll say it again. 2 solid, quality, top 10 wins. Okay. Washington has 1. Oregon. Georgia has none. Florida State has none. Michigan has none. And look at the teams that Michigan beat up on. Yeah, they beat the mess out of a, very, very bad Michigan State team last week. And, what happened in that game, the controversy about what was put up on the scoreboard. And I'm not going to repeat what happened because if you don't know, go Google it, find out what it was because it's not appropriate for me to say. So, like I said, Ohio State went, and the rankings now for the first 10 weeks or so is going to be coming out. On Tuesday, the committee is going to get together. And like I said, the only reason why I put Ohio State, and I'm fair, only reason, like I said, I'm fair. I keep telling you I'm fair. Guru knows it all, but he's fair. The only reason why I put Ohio State first is because they have those 2 top 10 quality wins. That's it. Okay? Now, Michigan. Let's get to you guys. Going around having a guy filming opponents, that's cheating. But I have a friend that's a very, very big Michigan fan. And I told him, like I said, the rivalry between Ohio State and Michigan. But like I said, this guy, Rob, he's like my brother. I love him like a brother, but I got to be fair. I just hope that this is not true. Yes, Ohio State fan is saying, I hope that this is not true. Because one, it puts a stain on your program. Two, it puts a stain on the Big Ten. And three, if you guys were cheating, how can you justify this? How can you justify this? But basically, you have a good team every year. Michigan is probably one of the top, college programs in the nation. Yet still, why do you have to go out and cheat? But before this, the years that Harbaugh was in, let's say like from 2015 all the way up to couple years ago, they were winning like 69% of their games. And then the last couple years, they went up to a 92% win rate. They were 33-3 the last three or four years or so. Why did that happen? Was it, Blake Corum or, Hutchinson or Njoku or, what? Or was it the cheating? Filming and getting the information back on, what other teams were doing. Knowing what their plays were. Knowing if they, if one sign comes up, they might be running right. If you know that they're going to be running right every, on a, that what's coming. Basically, that's kind of like cheating. That's not really cool. All right. But anyway, I just hope that, it's not true. From my standpoint, as an Ohio State guy to Michigan, I hope it ain't true. But, like I said before, if it is true, Ryan Day might slide with a pass here. Because then we'll know that, okay, Michigan was cheating and they wasn't able to beat Ohio State wasn't able to beat Michigan these last 2 years because they were cheating. But I just hope it ain't true. But then again, still Ryan Day's ass is still going to be on the hot seat. All right, so I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to definitely go through all that. And this is ending up the first half. I got still like a little bit I wanted to say. But like I said, I just hope that Michigan is not cheating. I just really hope that they're not cheating. Because it would be a stain on the Big Ten. And then they'll say, well, the Big Ten cheats all the time. They got that one school up there that cheats. SEC, yeah, we buy teams, Alabama. I know they cheat, whatever. I don't care about Alabama. But anyway, the only team in the SEC I really like is I like LSU and I like Ole Miss. My man Dan, he knows I love Ole Miss. So, but anyway, all right. So I'm gonna wrap this first half. I know I didn't talk for a long, long time, and like I said, I just wanted to make sure that I rep the two people that like I said, my podcast sister, Miss Mary Mack, she's doing this really, really powerful. And, like I said, I listen to this podcast and I learn a lot. And I also, have to listen to the stories about how fentanyl has been, ruining a lot of people's lives. And I just hope that, we can all get past this epidemic. Because like I told you before, one little touch of this stuff can kill you. It's not cool. Don't Don't use no experimental drugs, please, because guess what? Like I told you before, years ago, there used to be a commercial called Grecian Formula 16 or so, and it says, a little dab will do you. Well, in this case, like I said, with this fentanyl shit, a little dab will kill you. We don't want you to die. We want you to be here so you can listen to the guru and him and his damn foolery, and be here to listen to, what I got to say or so. Anyway, like I said, powerful series that she's been doing, and she's been, doing a really, really tremendous job. And I really enjoy listening to her, had her, thoughts on, everything about fentanyl. And this series has been groundbreaking because I've not heard anyone else make the argument for what's going on with this drug. She's out there, she's in the trenches, doing her research, doing her homework, and busting it to get this information out to you guys. And like I said, this is not political or so, but this is something that's really big. Alright. The other little promo I got is for my man, Danny Rivera, Mr. Schick. When I travel up to Boston, I see this sign. I always say, it says Schick Razors. It says, Schick cut you like a razor blade. That's one close shave. A little bit of his rap in there. Alright, I'm going to play this little trailer right quick. It's only 30 seconds before I get out of here for halftime. But this is the trailer for the program that's coming out on the 7th. You guys check this out. Here it is.
The Urbano music revolution changed the face of music worldwide.
As soon as it comes out of the speakers, it's just into your heart.
Now Nick, the artist who started it all.
You were the first to record in Spanish. That's how close we are to the inception of hip-hop.
Join music journalist Nick Barili as he travels the globe and explores the history, the culture, the sounds of the streets.
I love it.
Entonces, es una manera de expresarlo. Ven acá, new docu-series coming November 7th, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Alright, so that's a little promo for it. And like I said, November 7th, 2 days after my birthday. Check it out because it's going to be very, very, very good. And like I said, the everything about it is just awesome. And like I said, Danny Rivera is known as Mr. Schick, and he's my buddy, and I really, he brought this to me, and I told him, I said, hey, Danny, I will promote this and give you all the props and, let you know that, I'm pulling for you. And like I said, he's the first ever guy to rap in Spanish. And, very, very, very respectful in that sense, to where he was the one that broke open, the ceiling, broke open just broke it open for all the Spanish rappers that you hear about and know about today. Mellow Man Ace and the guys from Cypress Hill, Fat Joe, all of them. Every Spanish rapper that ever existed came from my man Danny Rivera. His contribution to hip-hop is one that I always will say is one of the most important things about hip-hop. And like I said, I always, start off the rest of this year with hip-hop songs and all. And probably next week I'll play the cut where he starts rapping Spanish and let you guys hear that, because like I said, he's a good friend of mine and I really respect him. And, he's been through a lot as well. And I want him to know that, I want you guys to know that I'm saying this. He's a legend and he's my friend and I really appreciate him. So, check him out. Alright, so we got to get to the second half, and like I said, I'm not going to be fooling around. I'm going to go through a little bit of fantasy, NFL picks of the week, top 10 or top 5, and, we got to get some shouts, and we got to get out of here, and we're going to talk about, a couple RIPs. So, guys, please stick with me. This is episode 191 of the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast. We're getting ready to go to halftime, and we will be right back right after this.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast. This is episode 191. All right, so I don't know what I'm going to do for number 200. I might have a special guest on. We'll see what happens. All right, so also, my package ain't got here yet. They say it was supposed to be here between 12 and 6, and I don't know where the hell it's at. Anyway, they do make overnight deliveries, whatever. All right, so fantasy. I got 2 teams that are doing okay. I got one that's 4-3. I got one that's 5-2, and I got one that is 3-4. The one 3-4 is the one that I manage. But here's the deal. I think I'm a fair guy. I think I'm a really fair guy. Now, the one that I manage is like this. I'm the commissioner, and I set rules for myself. I never do like some asshole commissioners did when I was in their leagues. They get the first pick and they pick the best player in the draft. No, I don't do that. I can't pick in the top 5. So that means I'm in the top 10. 10-team league. I always pick last. I'll pick last, but then again, I do this too. Here's a little something for the guys in my league. Now, if you want to make a deal with me, and you're in the top tier, right now I'm in the bottom tier. I'm playing Caden this week, and that's called the Toilet Bowl. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. The Toilet Bowl game. So I think he's at 2-5. I'm at 3-4. So we got to play this week. So we play this week, and he's jumped out to an early lead. Good for him. But, he was talking a little crap, and he said he's going to beat me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So let's say, like, if I end up with the 4th worst record, I'm not going to pick 4th. I'm going to give it to one of the guys in the upper tier. Maybe the champion might say, well, you know what? I don't want to pick last. I'll pick 4th. So I'll make a deal with them. You make a deal with me, I'll make a deal with you. Get an offer you can't refuse, So, like I said, I think that's a pretty good deal. Now, it doesn't affect the guys that are in the bottom tier because, they're going to pick 1, 2, and 3. And like I said, I can't pick 4th, so I'm going to offer it to one of the teams in the top tier. I think it's a pretty good deal. So if you're in the top tier, you want to pick 4th or, win a championship and then pick a little bit up, I think it's a pretty good deal. Let me know. You guys, you can call me anytime. 302-267-3106. 302-267-3106. Now, you can call me or text me and let me know. Let me know if that's a pretty good deal or not. I'll take the thoughts and, stuff like that on the other side next week, and I'll, make a poll of it. I'll say, hey, do you think it's a good deal or a bad deal or so? All right, so like I said, with my fantasy teams, they're not doing too good. So I just, play to play and just have fun. And like I said, in my league, I try to make it as easy and fun for everybody and fair to where, everybody will have a good time. Like I said, that deal stands for anybody in that top tier that want to pick fourth or earlier than last. So let's say, like, if you, think you got a good team, you got, you want to move from maybe 8th to 4th, you can do that. Just make a deal with me. I'm like Monty Hall, the new school Monty Hall. All right. All right, so let's go to the NFL picks of the week. And I forgot the sounder. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, or I can sit here and talk to you. I think I found it. Let's see. Anyway.
And now.
All right, I found it. And it just basically popped on. But anyway, NFL picks of the week. Like I said, last week, I didn't pick anything, but I watched all the games, and I was right about most of them. The big game this week, I'm looking forward to. There's a couple. And this week has no buys, so that means that I'll have all my players back and ready for fantasy this week, which is a good thing because you know what? Like I said, the last couple of weeks when I had fantasy, I have not had a good stretch where I had all three of my teams win on the same day. All three of my fantasy teams. I'm in 3 leagues, and that's never happened. It's either 2 or 1 or 1 and 2, or I think nobody's lost all 3. I haven't lost all 3. Anyway, so let's get to it. The NFL picks of the week, and now we listen to the birthday girl, Miss voice actress lady. Take it away for NFL picks of the week.
And now it's time for Guru's NFL picks of the week.
Thank you, voice actress lady, and happy birthday again. Like I said, give her a shout because voice actress lady gets the shout for birthday. All right, so all these what I'm picking from is from my Caesar's account. Yeah, I got like 2 or 3 betting accounts that I use, but Caesar's is the best because I'm gaining money on that bad boy. I'm up over a little bit. I ain't gonna tell you how much, but I'm over a little bit, and I made some surprise bets that I didn't think I was gonna win, so I did win. So, all right, here we go. NFL picks of the week. Like I said last week, I didn't bet anything, but I was right about all of them. The week before, I was totally right about everything. And like I said, the guru's never wrong. So you pick with the guru, and this is what I got. All right, Dallas is at home playing the Los Angeles Rams. Dallas is a 7-point favorite. I like Dallas to win this game, but I think the Rams will cover. So I'm going to take the 7 with the Rams, okay? Like I said, I think Dallas is going to win, but I'm going to take the 7 with the Rams. Okay, Minnesota is a 1-point favorite over Green Bay. As banged up as Minnesota has been, and they got to get Jefferson back because that'll help my fantasy. Come on, I'm going to go with Minnesota, and Green Bay just laid an egg last week. So Green Bay is at home. I'm going to take Minnesota. I'm going to lay the point. All right. Atlanta is a 3-point favorite going into Tennessee. Tennessee has been, up and down, and basically they are, they say they're not going to trade Derrick Henry, but I don't know. I think they might trade him, but give me Atlanta, and I'm going to lay the 3 points. Tennessee has not been good, which is good for Jacksonville. My Jacksonville Jaguars are, forming right, and they're starting to pull away in that division. Speaking of another team in the AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts are going to play the New Orleans Saints. Saints are laying the 1.5. I'm going to take the Saints because I never pick Indianapolis because I think they're bums for leaving Baltimore. So we're going to go with New Orleans and lay the 1.5. All right. I don't know. I messed up. New Orleans is playing. They're playing Indianapolis. Who's playing Miami this week? Let me see. Who is playing let me go to this. Oh, jeez. I hate when that happens because you know what? I'm trying to do, trying to look at this, and like I said, I know that Miami is playing somebody. Miami is playing New England. That's who they're playing. That's right. How did I forget that? I wrote down New Orleans on the board here. They're not playing New Orleans. They're playing New England. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm laying the 9.5 points and taking Miami over New England. Miami can score with the best of them. So anyway, now Philadelphia is going to Washington to play the Commanders, as what my man Joe Beningo would say. The Commanders, and Philadelphia is laying the 7 points. I like Philadelphia in here. I think they will definitely win. I don't think they will cover, but we don't know what Washington is. I'm gonna lay the 7 points and take Philadelphia. And yes, Philadelphia fans, I'm taking you guys because, like I said, I'm taking Philadelphia. That's all I gotta say. All right, these are all the 1 o'clock games anyway. I'm gonna probably watch a little bit of this one. No, not this one. The next one. Houston is going into Carolina to play the O, and nothing. They haven't won yet. Carolina Panthers. Houston is laying at 3.5 points. I think Houston will win this. I take Carolina to cover. I'm going to take the 3.5 points and go with Carolina. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they'll cover. So I'm going to go with that. Okay. One of the games that I will be watching, I'm going to try to bounce back and forth between my Jaguars and this game. This game is the Battle of New York. And I listen to the fan all the time, and believe me, they have been woofing and talking back and forth. The Giant fans, the Jet fans, they've been going crazy. Sal and Brandon got into it with Carl Banks the other day. Like I said, it's going to be something. I'm going to take later 3 points and go with the Jets because I think the Jets have a better roster. New York Giants have, they're coming up. But believe me, I think the Jets need this more than the Giants do because the Giants are probably out of it. And don't be surprised if Saquon Barkley get traded or so. I think I'm going with the Jets. Later 3 points, take the Jets in this game. Now, I'm going to take the Jaguars over the Steelers. I'm sorry about that. One of my Steeler fouls is out there, and I'm sorry that I'm going to have to take Jacksonville. They're laying a 1.5. I think the Steelers might cover, but I'm taking Jacksonville to win this thing anyway. Okay, those are the 1 o'clock games. In the 4 o'clock window, there's only 3 games. Kansas City over Denver. Denver's trash. Kansas City's going to win that. I'm taking the 7. Laying the 7. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Give me a second. Oh, sorry about that. I had to take a swig because I hate to do that. I hate to cough or so and be ignorant on my podcast. All right, so I'm going to take the other game is the second of the third games is Baltimore laying 9.5 points over Arizona. I don't think Arizona will cover. I'm going to take Baltimore because Baltimore does look good. Later 9.5 points and go with Baltimore. Cincinnati is going into San Francisco. I think Cincinnati will cover. I'm going to take San Francisco later 5.5 points, and hopefully Purdy will be back. Last time I looked at fantasy, I had Purdy in a couple of my leagues as my main quarterback, and I'm going to definitely go with Purdy on that one, and San Francisco. Hopefully Deebo Samuel won't be back, I don't think. So I'm still going to go with San Francisco. They're a little bit better team. The Sunday night game is the Chicago Bears are going into Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Chargers are laying 8.5 points. I think the Bears are covered. I'm going to take the 8.5 points and go with the Bears. All right, Monday night, the last game is the Vegas Raiders are going into Detroit. I can't pick against my Raiders. I think they'll cover. Detroit will win this game. So I'm going to take the Raiders and take the 7.5 points. Okay, so here's what we got. Los Angeles Rams, Minnesota, Atlanta. All right, Los Angeles getting the 7. Minnesota laying the 1. Arizona laying the 3. New Orleans laying a 1.5. Miami laying 9.5. The Jets laying 3. Philadelphia laying 7. Carolina taking the 3.5 points. Jacksonville laying the 1.5. Kansas City laying the 7. Baltimore laying the 9.5. San Francisco laying the 5.5. The Bears getting the 8.5, and the Raiders getting 7.5. And those are my NFL picks of the week. That's it for the NFL picks of the week. All right, so we got the top 5. I didn't do it last week, but San Francisco and Philadelphia did lose. So we're going to do it this way. My top 5 is this. At number 5, I got the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens are looking pretty good. I think that they're solid. Their defense is solid. Number 4, I got Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville in at number 4. I think they're playing pretty good. If they win this game this week, and like I said, they're going to have to play Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland in that division. So you will see what happens. Number 3, I got Philadelphia Eagles. No, hold it. I'm sorry. Philadelphia Eagles at 3. No, I'm sorry. I messed up. All right, this is my top 5. Detroit, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Philadelphia at 2, Kansas City at 1. Okay. Miami, Buffalo, and Dallas. Minnesota, whoever's in the South, really don't have any faith in them. Detroit, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Philadelphia, and Kansas City. Those are my top 5. I know. Just whatever. All right. Got to say some rest in peace to the 45 King. And if you don't know what his song is, let me refresh your memory a little bit. 45 King. All right. I had this up here somewhere. I can't remember where I had it. But like I said, 45 King, if you remember him, he had the cut halt called the 1-900 number. And actually, I'm going to play that during the shouts. So 45 King, his name was Mark Howard James, and he passed away a little bit earlier this year. And matter of fact, he passed away on October 19th. Like I mentioned before, Matthew Perry from Friends, he passed away last night, and he was 54 years old. Rest in peace to him. Richard Roundtree, if you don't know who this guy is, he's actually the guy named Shaft. Well, he was Shaft. He played Shaft in the movie. John Shaft, 1971. Richard Roundtree, and he passed away on the 24th, right? The day after. I kind of remember that now. It was the day after the Beirut bombing. Okay. Suzanne Summers passed away last week. I didn't get a chance to mention that because, like I said, I was doing something else. And, she was Chrissy and Three's Company. Everybody knows her from that. And she did have a couple other, television shows. But rest in peace to all four. And before I do that, I'm going to, get into some television. Billions come on tonight. I thought I was able to play it right at 12 o'clock. And no, it's going to come on at 8 o'clock tonight. And that is the final show for Billions. Billions is probably one of my favorite television shows of all time. And like I watch a lot of television. Even though I'm driving along on the road, I do love my television. I watch that. I watch this show called Found, which features the young lady Viv from Shameless. If you ever watch that show, Shameless, really good show. Still watching General Hospital, and like I said, the stuff is getting ready to hit the fan with Nina, and Michael has been holding on, but he finally found out who ratted his mom out. I know, General Hospital. I watch General Hospital. Love the show. All right. So, I know there's a couple other things that I might be missing from television. But like I said, I can talk to you about it next week. Billy the Kid is one of those other shows that I was watching. And I didn't get a chance to watch last week's episode. And Force, Power Book 4, Force is really good. And it was really sad last weekend. They won't be back this week. They'll be back next weekend because I know a lot of people are probably watching the Billions finale. All right. It's about that time. We got to do some shouts. And when I do shouts, I basically go through a listing of everybody, all my friends, I shout out. And like I said, I met some new friends, and I really appreciate them. And I'm going to, go through a whole list of new friends and old friends. But I like to, give a shout out to everybody and let them know that, I really appreciate them. And, one of the things I'm grateful for is you listening to me. You can always pick up this podcast anywhere you get podcasts. Like I said, it's a minor league podcast, but I like it, I do it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the people that, I talk to, the people that, hit me up and, say thanks or whatever. But these are all my new friends that I want to shout out. And let's play that 900 number. Hit it, DJ. Where is that? All right. Well, we'll get it. While the DJ's working on that, we'll go to, we'll start talking about the people that we, oh, jeez, I can't believe I can't find this. Anyway, like I said, my people that I really appreciate and I really care about, I usually give them a shout. And I like to say thank you for, listening to me and, just just checking me out. But like I said, it makes a big difference. And, it's a big appreciation for, you guys to, check this out. So here we go. I think the DJ has got it now. That's not it. DJ's messing up again. All right. Let's see if we can find it here. All right. Please stick with me. I know. All right. Let's see if this is it. There you go. All right. First of all, I would like to shout out my man JP, John Paul Fowl. All these people right now are fouls, and I appreciate them. I checked out his new thing. It's called, well, this is new for me because I just checked it out last week when I was running through, and it's called the Toilet Bowl Club. I am now an official member of the Toilet Bowl Club. And I'd like to say thank you to JP, Angie, Shorty, Hillary, Babs. My man Mike Babcheck is in there. He's also in there. Foul Hillary. I think that's how you pronounce it. Heather, Cowboy Foul, Uncle Eddie, Captain Ed, Capper, Handicapper. These are all people that are fouls, and I appreciate them. Not Beth Babs, Jack Babs. Okay, I'm just sort of trying. J Burge 35, B Blanco. Can't read my writing. Pen Foul, T Bird, Raz, Pool Foul, Kelly D. Follette, Eminem, Charlie. Jeez, I can't even read my writing. This is dark in here too. All right, K Dog, Remo, Ian Blair, J Fowl, Derry Heather, Miss Laura, Golf for four. Oh, Jesus. Smidgy Foul. All right. All the fouls. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I messed this up. I'll get it right the next time. All my people on Twitch, Greg, MP, Ostracize, Steven Saverna Park, Christian in Buffalo, Mariana, Marie in Denver, Smedley Hoover, Timbo Slice. Dude, follow me, dude. Anyway, those are all my peeps in the Twitch room. I'm in like a lot of different rooms now, and I really appreciate it. All right, so we also got my people in the D Aliens. Bella B, Jeff in Southland, Rick in Buffalo, my girl Mel, appreciate you, Dixieland Dan, excuse me, I'm just like trying to read all this stuff, and like I said, I can't read my own writing, which is really bad. Dan in Denver, Upside Down Mike Ruzick, I appreciate you for bringing me in to the Toilet Bowl. Lori, Adriana, Mariana, Robin the 321, sorry about, Michigan, Senor Pantleg, R. Bobart, Cigar City Capo, Justin, JD, Coach, Dave Shepard, my man Pat Boyle, Ostracize, Eric and Nova, Steven Saverna Park, the Third and Long Crew, which is my fantasy football guys. They all know who they are. Anya Myers, her husband Vernon Myers, Ann, Miss Ann, Andrea Holt, Sheila Brooks, all my guys up in New York, Brian, Ted, Jason, people at work, Heather, Dylan, Tony, Betty, Kate, the two Justins, Christian, appreciate you, Brian, David Jones, Adam, Mark, Dan, Omar. My people on Facebook, There's a lot of people on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Chris. Here we go. Here's the other book. All right, Chris. I'm just trying to remember all these people. It's a lot. Chris, Charlie, Denise Hyde, Jeff Brown, Big Al, Kareem, Jamie Dorsey, Mike Fox, my cousin Dave, my uncle Gary, Kevin Ryder. My condolences go out to you, my man, and everybody else. All right, now, like I said, you guys can follow me. Y'all know how to follow me. Y'all know how to get with me. Anyway, I appreciate you guys, and we're going to run this back. 45 King, appreciate you. Like I said, this is a train wreck, like usual. Follow me on YouTube, The Guru of Sports Show. Follow me on Facebook, Guru's Daily Shorts. Find me at Guru's Briscoe. The IG is Guru Talkin Sports _IG. Guru's Daily Shorts on Gmail. If you follow the show on Twitter, it's at MACK GTS _BB39. That's my Twitter handle for the show. Spreaker, Spotify, Podchasers Podcast, wherever you find your podcast, iTunes, and all like that. I am so sleepy. I'm ready to go to bed. All right, give a shout out to Miss Mary Mack, the Mary Mack Show on Grief. Like I told you, she's doing that special on fentanyl. All my D-aliens, all my fouls, I appreciate you guys. My man Jeff Duarte, Cali Sports News. You got to get in here so we can talk some hockey. The Young GM Football Podcast with my cousin Curtis and his grandson. My man Hector in Washington Heights, he does his blunt thoughts and blunt recaps. Hip Hop Brothers, my man Danny Rivera, appreciate you. My baseball insider, Mr. Dave May Jr., appreciate you as well. Caden, Dante, and cousin Aaron, love you, rest in peace. The motto is, this has been a Black Goat production for Black Goat Sports. Copyright 2023. All rights reserved. And the motto is, we don't steal from anybody. We don't hate. We congratulate. We always create, and we don't steal from nobody. I know, I'm getting tired. Sorry about this. This is an hour and a half of just me talking and rambling on. I am so tired. And this doggone package should have been here a while ago. Anyway, use the hashtag Guru Talking Sports. I think it's here because I hear Alex barking. The two doggies are barking now, so I guess it's here. Also, use the hashtag Big Props. Oh, I forgot to say this. Listen to the DA show on Mad Dog Sports every weekday from 9 to, or from 6, oh geez, I'm tired. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Check out my man Babs, check out Brittany, check out Louie, check out DA, and like I said, I really appreciate you guys. I give you all a shout. I appreciate you. We'll be back next week with episode 192 on the Guru's birthday weekend. You guys take care. I'll talk to you soon. I think the package is out here. I got to run. Guys, take care. Love you guys. See you next week. Be safe. The Guru. We'll see you real soon. Later.